Okay, I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to get back into the stream. I have no idea what happened. I pasted something in the chat and it said your live has ended. So I have about given up on Prism. It has caused me so many problems and it's totally not worth continuing to run with. I don't know why my volume is so low on my mic. I'll turn it up a little bit, but I'm trying not to blow people's ears out. So let me know if anything's, and I don't even show like connected viewers anymore. I don't show anything on YouTube anymore. So I don't even know if it's worth continuing with Prism or not. So I'm checking to see. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up to see if anybody else joins in. I'm going to type a quick message in the chat. And I'm monitoring it on the management channel just to see what's going on. But yeah, so that was great. Had 2 viewers in here to start, and then it just disconnects on me. So fun. I look like a GD amateur with this. Stupid technical issues are just gonna frickin' murder my channel. Stupid software. Unless there's a hotkey for that I'm not aware of that says, hey, when you right click paste in the chat, it ends your live stream. No idea. Anyway, less preamble. I'm gonna go ahead and get working on this. This is obviously another fun. I don't know how Prism says I'm not sending YouTube enough data, and meanwhile I'm watching the studio or the YouTube management area, and it says, yeah, it's great connection. So this is a set that I'm going to keep for a while, so I'm not going to worry about keeping the box. So I'm going to go ahead and punch these. What I'm going to try to do from now on is try to cut the boxes away from the sides so they can be closed and resealed. But that's for stuff that I'm going to be giving away later or reselling. This I don't plan on it, so the box can just be tossed. And this is built with instructions. I need to change this. And need to get the window capture back in here. Did I lose it? There we go. Okay. Well, this is great. I'm expecting 0 people to show up today to keep me company in the chat, and that is awesome. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks. Oh, look at all these stickers, man. I don't want to have to put stickers on something. But it's a printed tile for the stand, so that's good. I don't expect to get through all this today. This will be a multi-stream one. And again, my chat's not showing up properly. Why is this not showing up properly? Well, I guess I need something to be in there. So let me know if you're watching. No viewers. Okay, cool. This may represent the last of my streaming days. I'm tired of the technical issues. I'm a little tired of doing this and having nobody show up. I don't know what to do to keep the interest going. Johnny was saying that my subs are over his now, but after 6 years and sub 1,000 subs, it's kind of disappointing. Like, the whole process is just disappointing. So give me a reason to keep doing this, because I don't have one right now. So anyway, this is Chopper. Everybody's favorite war criminal. I know recently a lot of people are like, stop calling him that. He's adorable. He's just doing his job. He's a rebel. The other rebels do the same thing he does. Why is he getting so much flack for this? And I'll tell you why. It's because he apparently enjoys it. I don't know if you've ever seen Rebels, but he is he enjoys, takes glee in some good, those are fun parts in white. I don't think I've seen him in white before. So again, if you're here and you like Lego and you have any questions about Lego or Lego design or Lego the industry, oh, I've got a scratched piece or a marked piece. That's disappointing. Big old mark on that. I don't know if you can see that. It's white and it may wash out. Right there. That's kind of disappointing. Where'd you go, little one? Oh, there you are. Okay. I have a little one over here with me. I have my my dog here with me. And I gotta keep an eye on her with her little collar and her little her cone of shame and her, ooh, these in gray. Don't get those too often. Have a bunch of these in pearl gold. How are these connected in here? Just like that. I'm gonna post something on Blue Sky. Okay, getting some hot pink in here. This is light pink. I think it's light pink because according to the color schemes from Denmark, there's this lingering idea that Denmark doesn't have a word for pink. They do, it's pink, but Lego doesn't, like, there's a confusion about what is pink and what is hot pink and what is light purple and what is dark lavender and stuff like that. So times 2. This to me is pink, so it may look a little different. Hey, Walter. Hello, Mariana's Bricks. How are you? No, everything's not good. This is the second time I've had to restart a stream in as many streams because it just dies on me. This time I was trying to paste something and the stream just ended for no reason. So with the floodings, yes, we are. There is ongoing issues with people in Central Texas, about an hour away from us, really, to the south. Also, there's a river up north of us, about a half hour away, that got flooded as well. And so there's definitely some work being done to make sure all those folks have what they need. There were, I think they said over 100 deaths and a lot of people missing. So it's been kind of a problem. We've had some local businesses step up to help provide funding for it and send some relief organizations some money. So that's good. HEB, which is a local grocer here in Central Texas, and its headquarters was, it's founded from the area that was flooded. And so they stepped up real quick to provide, they sent a fleet of trucks with medical equipment or medical aid from where they could. A lot of water, a lot of blankets, a lot of food, a lot of toiletries and dietary needs and stuff like that. It's a very unique way of doing things. So the bars in there, the clips, and now it's inverted. We flipped the studs. So yeah, people doing what they could. For example, there's a Texas chain of burger joint called P. Terry's. And I went there the other day because their profits for a day, they were going to donate all profits from one day last week on a Thursday to relief organizations. Now, the relief organizations that they picked are kind of, as a non-religious person, to find out that they're supporting like a religious-based relief organization's kind of, oh, interesting, cool, in red. This is a Technic piece I haven't seen before. Pin axle in red, so that's interesting. Not like the color matters, but no, thank you. We're okay. Nothing around us within, like nothing major in Austin. There were some road closures and some aerial flooding. Aerial meaning of the area, not aerial, not in the air. It's weird to say, but it's also like a perfectly cromulent word. There was some flooding in that area. And it's continued to rain. We're expecting more rain today. And now I think people are going to get PTSD from thunderstorms like they did with snowstorms and power outages like we had a couple years ago because it was just so bad. But yeah, I know it made the news across the world, and you can see people are like, they were taking videos of the rivers and it just came on. It was pretty bad. Seems to be fine. Sorry, you missed an earlier rant that I had about not wanting to do live streams anymore because the software keeps failing on me. I keep not knowing how to get more viewers. I do this week in and week out and I don't seem to be growing at all. But it's a live stream. It's not... Oh, did I miss? Totally missed. So I'm a little bit down right now, but it has nothing to do with the flooding. It's just me being, a crybaby about stuff. On a lighter note, I'm gonna go see Superman today, so that should be fun. Trying to take the good where it comes. Yeah, I thought that was weird. Some more of these corner plates that are new-ish. Yeah, so If you find Austin and you go west, sort of on your way close to San Antonio, there's a little town called Kerrville. And it is home to the Kerrville Folk Festival, which is something that Beth knows a lot about. She went there quite often, and she knows a lot of people who played there. I don't think she knows a lot of people who live there, but she's familiar with the area. That's the area that got hit pretty bad. There's a river that runs through that area, and where my kids go to college, San Marcos, which is then back towards, there's a big highway called I-35 that runs basically from like Canada to Mexico, right? It's just a big highway. But it goes through Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, right? And there's a little town in there called San Marcos, and that's a college town. That's where that's where Texas State is. And the river that flooded is the river that goes through that area. So there was concern. Luckily, Greg wasn't in that area. My son wasn't in that area. But everybody, all our family's safe. I don't think I know anyone who is personally who has been affected by this. So, counting our blessings, which leaves us to other things to worry about, like our dog. My dumb little dog. Where is she? Oh, she's just over there sleeping with the cone on her head. She's doing better today. She's got like all her energy seems to be back. She runs around after her sister. Trying to keep her from jumping on the couch, which is really hard because she's a little dog with a lot of energy. It's very brightly colored internal pieces. This would be great for a draft. It's a little expensive for a draft, but if you got it for a draft, it'd be great because of all the multicolored pieces. I mean, a Technic brick in that like light green and these Technic pieces in this like light blue here. That's great. That's some good stuff so far, even just the Technic pieces. So this would be a fun draft, I think. We'll have to see if it ever comes out on, comes up for sale. So how's everything in Portugal there, Walter? How are you guys doing out there? Any interesting soccer news or family news? You guys, it's summer. You guys on vacations? You visiting anywhere? We also had stopped because school, and now it's been difficult for Mariana to return. We have a bunch of microfighters. Yeah. I mean, I hate to be like Debbie Downer, but I just don't know why I'm doing this anymore. Like I thought by now I would have like a pretty good channel and I could do stuff with it, but I think I've maxed out what one can do as a solo live streamer with Lego. A solo live middle-aged man. Like I don't do panels. I don't do videos of reviews because there's a million of them out there, but I thought doing studio design stuff would be fun. But I don't think anyone cares. So definitely going to be exploring kind of stopping the streaming because it takes time out of my week. It's not really yielding any results other than I'm just doing it. And like my wife would say, are you having fun doing it? And I can honestly say no, it's just frustrating. I will still be doing Lego stuff, obviously building and designing, but in terms of like punishing myself to make sure that I get a stream done every week or every couple times a week, I don't see the appeal or the need anymore to do it. What does it mean to be high season? Is that just because it's expensive? It's alive just for you. One entertain man. Yeah, basically. I've had whole streams where like no one comes into the chat. And I sit here and talk to myself for 2 hours. Which I think is a clinical definition of something. Narcissism. A lot going on here. So we're gonna get a squidgy a couple gaskets, Technic connectors here. I'm guessing something fudgy is going to happen, meaning it's going to fit, but you can squish it a little bit to get it to fit better. My guess is that's what's going to happen here soon, which I think is great. They did it with the Venator where they're like, well, this doesn't exactly line up with anything, but it lines up just enough to use these rubber gaskets to get it where we need it to be. So we're just going to do that, which I think is a great design. Oh, okay. So where you work, it's the high season, so you have a lot more work to do. Gotcha. I didn't know if that was like a European travel thing where it's like, oh no, you never travel during the summer in Europe. Only tourists come in from out of the countries, out of the continent to come here because we know it's expensive and it's terrible and it's full of tourists, something like that. But oh man, did I do that wrong? I'm not with it today, y'all. What's going to be the easiest way to fix this? This. Yeah, when we plan a trip, we're always asking, hey, what's the best time to go? Although it doesn't matter, we never go anywhere. What's the best time to go to this location? What's the off season? What is going on? This doesn't attach to anything. Am I just seeing things? There's nothing. Okay, this doesn't attach to anything, so this is just weird. Okay. Where do you want to visit? Is it in the country or is it out of country? I'm on faith that this all comes together here in a second, because I feel like I've been following the instructions, but it just seems real loosey-goosey. Oh man, no. Why would you do that to yourself? Disneyland Hollywood? No. Bad, Walter. Do not do that to your family. Go to like Disneyland Paris or something. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. In fact, we're looking to leave in the next few years. How's Portugal look for expats? Do you sponsor us if we move there? We actually had friends who wanted to retire there. They've been working at their same companies for quite a while, and they want to retire, and they were looking at Portugal. And I was like, let me talk to my friend. Okay. I think this is supposed to be squidgy because it's supposed to be his little bobbly head. So, hey, welcome back, George. Sorry, the stream went dead when I tried to paste something in there last time. I just wanted to go to Disneyland that has a proper Star Wars area. Why don't you go to, it doesn't have to be Disneyland. You could go to the Black Spire, Galaxy's Edge in Florida. You don't have to go to Hollywood. Plus, in Florida, then you'd have like MGM and Universal and some other places. How you doing, George? You recovered from Brick Rodeo, okay? Got my Brick Rodeo shirt on. Sintra. Seems that Americans came on holiday to see houses to stay here. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a friend, like I said, they're retiring pretty soon, and they want to. They haven't yet. They just moved to a house closer to us. Yeah, this just moves this. That's all it does. Moves his head around a little bit, probably. I need a Star Wars area. They can go anywhere else they want. Well, I don't remember using these pieces at all, and yet I got a lot of these extras, so we'll just keep at it. Again, this is not going to be one that I finish today. Especially given the technical issues of the stream. Got me started late. The chat's working. The counter that shows how many people are currently in here is not. So that sucks. I don't know if YouTube changed something, and Prism has yet to catch up, but I don't know what's going on. The fog and the strange weather. Yes, I am building a war crime. War criminal. Hopefully I'll be able to build all the desire to murder meatbags out of his core programming, but we'll see. Cannot promise anything. How are you doing, man? You recovered from the game last night? The extremely muggy, boring game that we had last night? Which we had 3 pretty good scoring opportunities, all of which were blown. So tired of Izuni. We did F, Marry, Kill for everybody in our section. We're like, all right, current guys on the field, F, Marry, Kill. We could only pick 3. And to a person, everybody wanted to kill Izuni. I was in Sintra for only 2 days, but I'd take the weather over Texas. Yeah. Also, I don't know what the political climate in Portugal or Sintra or Lisbon is like, but it's got to be a sight better than it is in Texas right now. We are being run by maniacs. Maniacs and their cronies. Money-grubbing, power-hungry, religious zealots that are their only interest is securing their own power base. They could care less about their constituents. All they care about is how long they get to stay in office and how cushy their job is. And how much religious doctrine they can shove down everybody's throat. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a mood. You guys didn't catch me on the shiniest of Lego days. Still gonna see Superman later. Heard it was good. I'm playing Death Stranding 2. I just got Death Stranding 2 a few days. When did I get it? Yesterday? Huh. Well, that sucks if I just got it yesterday. No, I got it Friday. I think I got it Friday. And I've played about 11 hours of it so far. A little bit addicted to this game. The problem with playing a game like that on here, like Death Stranding, and then looking at how much you've been playing it, and then feeling bad that you've maybe spent too much time playing a game, is that it's a Hideo Kojima game, which is 60% cutscenes. So if it says you've played the game for 11 hours, you've probably only played about 5 hours of the game. The rest of the time you're watching stuff. And that's fine. I love the games. They're beautiful. And I like sometimes just kind of like sitting and watching the story unfold, and then occasionally going and fighting BTs and delivering packages and stuff. But I'm like, I played for 11 hours in 2 days. Wow. I need to go outside. Brickworks Portugal has an area that almost makes us think we live in a different country. Really? Oh, Portugal has an area. So, if I don't do this, if I don't follow this up Thursday with more of this, I might be able to get Beth to build some stuff with me on Thursday. She wants to get into a little bit more building. So we may do those cute little flower pots. Plant friends. Les plants radieuses. Happy plants. Les plantes radieuses. I thought it would be les plantes heureuses. Happy plants. Les plantes heureuses. But radieuses? I've never heard that word before. Anyway, these guys. Beth and I will build these guys Thursday. And if we have time, she also bought the 3-in-1 dog set, so she might build that too. That's if she wants to. If not, then I'll finish this on Thursday. I don't think Portugal's much bigger than Texas even. We've got a bunch of... It's like that all over. It's like major storms that cause flooding, and then in other areas it's like 0% humidity and just windy. You know, it's just kind of all over the map. But I mean, it takes you... It's 800 miles from one side of the state to the other. It'd take you... probably 13 hours to drive the whole thing. I'm trying to think. Because it takes about 10 hours to get from here to El Paso, and we're in the middle of the state. It takes about 4 hours to get to the border of Louisiana. If you don't, like, if you kind of bypass Houston, because sometimes Houston can be kind of a gnarly knot, depending on daytime and traffic and construction. But yeah, 14 hours across the state. It's a flex for sure. So yeah, the weather, literally, everyone's like, well, just wait, the weather changes in Texas all the time. It's like, we're a whole country. We're a whole ass country. Oh, but cloudy, misty ocean coast? Oh yeah, you guys are talking the Pacific Northwest. That's not a place where you go for tropical beaches. It's a place where you go to write poetry and drink coffee. And find the best new organic food restaurant. North-south, can you do north-south in 8 hours? I think east-west, you could probably cross it in what, 4 or 5? Because it's tall. It's a skinny, tall country. I'm telling you this. Do you know where you live? Such a jerk. Do you know anything about your country at all? Come on. How dare you come in here and speak as if you know what you're talking about your own country? So George, I have heard, I don't know if you had planned to be one of the people going with us to Austin Comic-Con. I forget now who had said they would attend, but I have 0 details about it. I'm a little worried because the dude said within a few days he would get me like a welcome packet that has all the information, and I had a follow-up question for him that was like, how much space would we get? Just so I know, like details and stuff later, but I would really love to know so I can recruit the number of people, because it's 2 days and one of those days is our meetings. We need to find out if like I need to go to the meeting and somebody else can go to the event. If that's the case, I need to show up and break down after the meeting. Like, how is this going to work? Radio silence. I'm sure he's very busy because it's a big con and he's getting ready for it. And one little group saying, "Hey, can we have a free spot to show off our Lego?" is not like super high on his priority list. But it'd be nice if he returned the email. So Vo, if you're out there, if you're watching, just shoot me an email, man. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to be able to plan our awesome Lego experience at your Comic-Con. And it's funny because this guy that is running it, I remember him starting it up when the Lego group, when our group went and did RaiderCon at Rouse High School up in Cedar Park, or Leander, which is a town north of Austin. Like the highways kind of split, and if you go this way, you've got Pflugerville and Round Rock where I live, and then if you go this way, you've got Cedar Park and Leander, right? If you keep going out Cedar Park, Leander, you've got like Burnett, Marble Falls, some really pretty hill country area. If you go up past where I am on the main I-35 highway, it's Georgetown, and then like nothing until you get to Dallas. Waco, you get to Waco. Yeah. So anyway, Rouse High School did this, and it was a really fun event. We showed up in force. We had probably about 5 or 6 tables, just packed, right? We had games for people. Steven showed up with some kind of D&D type games to play, and off onto one side was this guy promoting the new Greater Austin Comic-Con that was going to be held at the new HEB Center. And I was like, oh, cool. And I went and talked to him for a little bit. He's not going to remember who I am or anything. But having come up in the comic book world and going to conventions, trying to sell my art, it was cool to see that there was something that was not a wizard convention and something not in the convention center downtown. So it was fun. Oh, that's fantastic, man. I would love to see that. Hey, by the way, thank you guys for being here with me. I know that the technical issues are keeping people out, but I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. It's always nice to have somebody to talk to instead of just sitting here talking to myself. So again, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, and somebody last stream had mentioned playing Death Stranding. They said it was beautiful, and it is. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I am super, like, I woke up just wanting, almost didn't stream today. I just wanted to play that game. So this is about how big the body's going to be. Get a leg over here, head up here. That one side. Now we're going to rebuild this side over here. Would be my guess. Can you imagine just going to, it's like there's a lady who, it's a TikTok account. See, that's the thing I think Americans don't get when they go to Europe. Castles were just like plantation houses or just houses. And they were everywhere. Like you throw a rock and hit a castle, right? They're not out here. We didn't have them. Because we didn't, you know, there weren't kings and fief lords and landlords and things like that in that sense. So there weren't castles. They didn't need to be defended from angry servants, angry serfs. Or invading neighbors. So there didn't need to be fortifications. We just built forts. But yeah, so many castles. there's a lady who has a TikTok account who is like, I live in Scotland. I live here. And even as someone who lives here, sometimes I feel like that I live in a fantasy world. She's like, I was just on a hike. I was just on a walk through a path, and I got curious about where this kind of lesser path led to. And she was like, there was some underbrush, and then it just kind of broke away. And there's this gorgeous castle, and I never even knew it was there. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome, but how do you not know it's a giant F-off castle? But it's because they're everywhere. So I think over the next couple days, I'm going to make sure that I get my... I'm not even going to touch my Steampunk City build. I'm just going to keep it in the box and then hope that it survived well enough to take to the Comic-Con, and I just have to kind of rebuild on site. I don't know if I'm going to bring anything else, but I might bring some microfighters. It really depends on how much room we get. And I have a bad feeling I may be the only one. There were a couple people who said they would do it, but they're like, you have to let me know what days and times. And I'm like, I want the information from the guy, but I don't have it. If we can only get like 2 comp tickets per day, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I need 2 people on Saturday and 2 people on Sunday. Let's do that. And I know it's a crappy way to plan, but let's just plan ahead, and then let's plan as if we have unlimited space. Yeah, some people still have people living there. They're just stewards of that castle, keeping it updated. And sometimes it's different here, because if we had something like that here, it'd be an historical landmark, and it would be registered, and you'd have to upkeep the building. They try to keep it up to code, but you can't make any changes to it. I bet out there it's just like, well, if your family owned it, great, you can still live in it. And if not, does it revert to the state? Like, who owns it? Average Rooms fan, hello. Yes, cool. We're gonna do Chopper. So I'm trying to make sure the programming allows for fewer war crimes. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for visiting. I hope you can hang around for a little bit and tell us a little about yourself, your Lego journey, what your favorite sets are, what you've built recently, if you're doing any mocks or somebody else's model from like Rebrickable, anything like that. So welcome. Currently we're talking about castles in Portugal. So we're getting a little nerdy with it. Oh man, can you imagine? I can't even imagine. If they did the Renaissance Festival out here, we have the Texas Renaissance Festival, which apparently drama. If you haven't looked up TRF lately, it's had some issues. But could you imagine the TRF doing it near a castle instead of just a big open field in Magnolia, Texas? That would be amazing. Oh, that sounds glorious. I am jealous of that event. I would love to go. So, George, what was your favorite part of... Are we doing a draft on Sunday? Okay, so what I'll do is I think I'm just going to make a announcement post, and I'm just going to ask who can do Saturday, who can do Sunday. Sunday, I think I have to do the meeting, but the con is like 11 to 6, right? So it's most of the day. So I could come help set up, make sure everything is okay, and then go to the meeting and then come back for breakdown. So it's going to be, I'll probably end up going both days, but I'd like to find out who could do what day and who can be there the whole day on Sunday, who doesn't mind missing a meeting. So I appreciate it. I didn't know there was a draft on Sunday. I've missed that, but I just spent $70 on a video game and a couple more bucks on getting set so I could get the moon car, so I think that's my lot. I'm afraid that is your lot. Make sure to leave a contribution in the little box. Anybody know what that line's from? I'm afraid that is your lot. Please to leave a contribution in the little box. If you're as old as me, you may know this one. Inside the castle, that's amazing. Do they do anything on the grounds outside too, or just inside the castle? And is it like fun and touristy kind of thing, or is it like you pay extra and now you live as a servant in the castle? And here's where we're gonna simulate changing out a chamber pot. I don't know. Here's my little baby. There she is, dead asleep. I think the pain meds have finally kicked in. Nobody got the quote. Well, it is from Labyrinth. It's the old guy with the bird on his head. What? And Jennifer Connelly's character is talking to him, and she needs advice, and she offers a little trinket. Sometimes what we think is the way forward is actually the way back. Few favorites about Brick Rodeo. I enjoyed being part of the collab build. Yes. I enjoyed talking to Paul H. and his wife for quite some time. Cool. SOP was fun to interact with all the people. I didn't talk to Paul Hetherington much because honestly, and I didn't want to say this out loud, I didn't know who he was. I may have to look him up later, but his name came up initially as the guest speaker, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. When Beth asked, I'm like, a builder of some renown, I'm sure of it, but like, I don't know if it was like, he's an AFOL who now works for Lego, or he was on Lego Masters season whatever, or he was the ideas set that got built 5 years ago and it's really great and everybody loves it, or you know, something like, I don't know. So I apologize for my ignorance, but we were like, I don't really want to go to the talk. I don't know who this guy is. They have an area where there's riding horse combat. Cool. Try to recreate medieval tournaments. Cool. Yeah. Do some jousting. Do some of the sword fights. We have a thing here in the US, maybe just Texas. I don't know, maybe a US thing. It's called SCA. It's the Society for Creative Anachronisms. Society for Creative Anachronisms. And it's basically people who get together and sword fight. They research sword fighting as much as possible, and they actually try to do sword fighting and melee combat as real as they can, based off like medieval weaponry and studies of what went on at the time. So there's a group that does that while there's jousting and stuff going on. I didn't enjoy the small assembly area, especially when you do some of the build kits with no tables. Yeah, that was a problem. I didn't like it either. I don't think Houston wants to grow. I'm going to put that out there. So I don't know if it's going to get any better, but definitely one of the recommendations was, can we have a place that has tables? So if we do building things, people don't have to like work on a space this big with all this stuff. It slows it down and people get frustrated because the lighting workshop, people were like, wait, what? I'm still taking this apart. I don't have a way to sort all this. But I don't know if they have plans to go anywhere else, so I don't know. Oh, good. That's cool. When we were talking to Joe, the Anthony and Joe contestants, the guy from Houston from Lego Masters, I knew he was a band director, and having had kids who were in band, as soon as I mentioned that, I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 Lego, great to see you, blah, thanks for being here. So band director, huh? What is blah, blah, blah. And Beth played in marching band, and I had 2 kids in marching band. We were band boosters. One of the oldest kid was a drum major, so like band was our life for a real long time. So when we started talking about it, his eyes lit up a little bit because I'm sure he got tired of talking about Lego. Not tired of talking about it, but I'm sure the same questions were kind of, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It took me this long. I didn't glue it. No, there's no instructions. So Beth was like, well, I played trumpet. What did you play? What was your instrument? And he got this gleam in his eye. He's like, why don't you guess what my instrument was? And we were like, and I was like, well, let's see. You're a conductor and a band leader. Instructor. You're an instructor, which means you taught, which means you also were probably in a leadership role when you were in band, which means you probably played trumpet. And he laughed, and Beth goes, no, clarinet. And he was like, yep, clarinet. And I was like, what? So that was pretty funny. We had a good time doing that. I was also glad to see that the swap times were longer than an hour like they were in Austin last year. The swap times. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I think people, again, probably complained that it's like we didn't get to see like what everybody had to offer in, you know, you find one person and then you spend 20 minutes with that one person swapping your bags of stuff. So that may have been a complaint that was like, yeah, we can easily fix that. I got my studio talk and Kyle's studio talk, which was great, by the way. If you guys didn't go to that one, he did a great workshop where he kind of glanced at studio a little bit, like the basics, and then everybody got a little model, which is basically like an advent calendar model size, so not more than 7-10 pieces, right? Not a ton. You put it together, but then you also put it together in studio, so you kind of learned how the thing went, and it's a great hands-on. I kind of went like full, this is everything you need to know about studio, and it's just something for people to listen to and look at, and it's a lot of information. So what he did was great because it's a little more hands-on. There's still the need for like, well, what if I want to render it, or what if I want to do a mosaic, or what if I want to this, and this. So I mean, I think it's a good mix to have both talks in there. So I think it worked out well. I was going somewhere with this. Oh, but I was like, could I get an hour and a half instead of an hour? Because I can't, I want to field some questions too, and I can't do that in an hour and show off all the software. And people wanting to build and render and do stuff in the software takes longer than an hour. So I'm glad we're able to push it. There's a world championship of medieval fighting, real fight, but they're heavily. That's kind of what SCA is. They're fully armored, real swords and stuff. And if you get hit in certain areas, you have to go down. So what it is like melee combat. Like they have one-on-ones, but they also have like 20 people go in, and you're just kind of, and if you get hit, you have to go down, right? If you can tell you got hit, you're dead. So kind of like reenactment stuff. Sounds like it's roughly the same thing. So when do you go and participate in Lego Masters competition? I don't. I've auditioned twice. They don't want me. Beth told me that I'd be good if they wanted a grouchy old man, because that's really all I'd bring to the table. I don't have a good story. I'm just another middle-aged white dude. I do have, if I really wanted to get on the show, I would audition with my ex-wife's wife, we're real good friends. We're basically kind of the same person. We really get along. We're both kind of sporty. And I think this is meant to go a little bit the other way too. But that would be a good story. It's like, well, we raised the kids together and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think this is supposed to go not just down and back, but we'll see. They would eat that up. Yeah, this is supposed to, I don't know what, it's too late now, but it kind of goes back and forth, but it's not full motion. It's not a full range of motion. So I'm pretty sure that I didn't build that interior right. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to sit on a shelf. It's mostly for show anyway, but I'll wiggle the switch when people walk by and go, isn't that cute? Look at that. Yeah, so me and my kid's stepmom, my kid's gay stepmom, would be a shoo-in. Talk about the story, but it's not like the whole reason I was like, that's a great idea. The whole reason I'm not doing that is that invites people to be mean on the internet, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to my friend. I'm not going to do that to myself. Knowing how people are on the internet, I'm not going to do that. If I can't get on something like that through my own merit, my own build skills, and me as a person, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it just for the show. Yeah. Well, and the people on the show currently, and I don't think we've talked about this a whole lot. There's 3 Texas teams on there currently. And our friend Justin was on there with another guy I kind of know through the Lego community, John. In fact, John was one of our chairs this year at Brick Rodeo. They're lovely people. The way they are on screen is the way they are in real life. But the way they are on screen is pleasant and genuine and compassionate. I feel like a couple of the other teams are, because I know the young brother and sister couple, Ian and Sage, are not like that in real life. They're not these big boisterous, everything's cute and sweet and big show of stuff. They are quiet people. So the idea that they're trying to get big reactions out of people who are not big reaction people makes me feel squidgy. You know, it's like, I don't like that. But they have to put on a show. It's a product. They have to do a product. And it's just, It's not for me. I wouldn't turn it down if I was like automatically assigned a partner and told I was going to be on the show. But I don't want to have to go through the tryouts. I don't want to have to go through the rounds and rounds of phone calls again and emails back and forth. And even then, like, I'd have to take time off of work. I have to make sure somebody was watching the dogs, because Beth would still have to work. And so the dogs would be minus their daytime caretaker for 12 weeks or whatever. It's just a lot. Oh, first of the stickers. All right, so again, this set is going to be displayed for a while, so I don't mind doing the stickers. I wish they were printed, but you can't win them all. There weren't any from the one from Austin was Justin. Very nice guy, purple hair. His partner John Walls is from Dallas, DFW lug. Tony and Joe are from Houston. Sage and Ian are from Wimberley, which is a little southwest of here, right, George? Wimberley is southwest, like Saltgrass area, Driftwood, Wimberley. It's out there. So yeah, only the one the one guy from Austin. But this was the most Texas teams they had. And Brick Rodeo this year, the most Lego Masters at any convention. We had 20 Lego Masters there. We had a handful. We had both Tims from season 4, because Tim Howell is he's not a chair, but I don't think he was a chair this year, and he used to be he may have been. He was also the ambassador to the Houston Brick Club for a while. But then his partner, Tim Hutchins, was also there. The lady who goes by Crafty Brick Lady or Crafty Brick Works or something on TikTok and Instagram, she was there. She's like season 2. There was a season 1 lady there named Crystal. Mel Brown was there. Iceberg Bricks from YouTube. He also did like a Atlanta Brick Initiative thing where they went to like inner city schools or inner city areas to do like Lego stuff. So he was there. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, but that way the Australian version are much better. I think they're more real, unless I think and also America, they've got to put on a show or else they're not going to get any ratings. But after the first season, I know people like Flynn and Richard were like, I know you're trying to create tension and drama and stress us out, but you have to know that's not how the Lego community is. We're not cutthroat people. We're trying to help each other. We want to be inclusive. We like building together. The more things we do as a group of people, the better it turns out. And also, we're just nice people to each other. And so the idea of it being like this cutthroat Gordon Ramsay style reality show was just like, after the first season, they're like, no, that's not how we do things. And they changed it. They changed it a little bit so it would be, hey, look, black hot dogs. So it would be a little more friendly and inclusive and stuff, and less about the drama, right? There's still drama in that, will they get voted on or off, but there's no like team to team drama. They're not trying to one up each other while they're building. And I think they had to tone down Will Arnett's like running around smashing people's stuff and whatever, being a chaos goblin. But I didn't watch the first seasons, so I don't know. You guys will have to tell me if it's different. Michelle was from season 1. Yeah, Michelle, Crafty Bricks lady, Crafty Bricks. She's fun. She's also like a woodworker, and her channel is like mostly Spanish. So she does a lot of stuff for the Spanish speaking community, which is good. And I think she's also from Dallas. I thought she was from like South Carolina, which she may have been originally, or LA, but she's like, no, I'm from Dallas. And I'm like, it's not what your Instagram says, but okay. Oh goodness, this is a lot of greebling. There was a greebling workshop. I wanted to go to it, but I didn't have the time. Rebecca, another one of the chairs for the event, did a greebling workshop, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And I loved the fact that Beth went with me this time to the event, because she's like, all right, I've heard you use the word greebling. What is that? So I got to explain greebling, got to explain kit bashing, got to explain all the acronyms for the hobby. So that was fun. That was a good time. Oh, nose is bothering me. No, don't go too far away there, sticker sheet. Yeah, 100% agree. And that's kind of why I like, I don't watch any US TV show that's a game show or a reality show. The last time I was really invested in a reality show that was the US was Mythbusters. And that's only because it was kind of science-y.
It was building and some science and some DIY, and it was run by a couple guys who'd done props in the industry and worked for ILM. Hair pinned under there. Come on, man. Oh, it's under the sticker. Dag nabbit. Oh, that sucks so bad. It's just a different way to do it. And I try not to watch the US versions of shows because it is that, can we make it bigger? Oh, I just sliced the sticker in half. Shoot. Versus like, I love watching British panel shows because they're just on having a good time. And they're not trying to like screw each other over. It's almost unbearable to watch. I just don't like watching it. And so I don't. Beth loves it. Oh, and I don't know what the compulsion is for her, but she watches all kinds of, well, all kinds. She watches the old MTV show, The Challenge. So there was Road Rules, there was The Real World, and then there was Road Rules Real World Challenge, where they brought the personalities in from both of those shows, and they had them do, at the beginning it was more mental challenges and stuff, but then it was just physical challenges after a while. And then, God, this is all stickers. But it's just so much of these people yelling at each other. Like, they can't even broadcast half the words that they're saying because it's just bleeped out. And I'm like, how do you watch this? They're not good people. They're not smart people. They're just terrible to each other. She's like, I don't know. I just can't get enough of it. I'm like, ugh. Gross. It's just gross. Anyway. Yeah, that's a good thing to look at it, is get the build ideas. And Lego Masters is not a bad representation of reality television. And the one that comes on after that, Crime Scene Kitchen, is a unique take too. And I think it's a little more cutthroat because they're trying to, I mean, everyone's trying to win, but they're a little more against the other teams. I don't know, but it's a unique take where they go through a kitchen and they find all these things and like, all right, well, there was, a half-used jar of something in the pantry. There was some fruit missing from this tub in the fridge. Here's something in the trash. I found some eggshells. Ooh, somebody left a recipe card out. Somebody left 5 recipe cards out. So they have to try to figure out what was made in the kitchen and then make it themselves. And they get points if they're right and points if the judges like their the thing that they cook. So it's a unique take on a show. I kind of like it. I'm not going to watch it, but it's a unique take. All right, there's your back, all greebled and stickered up. There's your front. It moves the head around a little bit. Burp, burp, burp. You can see it goes more to one side than the other, and I'm not really happy about that, but I'm not really sure how it gets to one side or the other, but anyway. Okay, bag, whoa. Oh, we got one more step. I was like, I'm missing all these tiles. And a big slope. And a big, this piece. That's not good. But so far we like everybody who's been on this year, with the exception of one team, and that's Ben and Michael. And I'm sorry. Nothing wrong with Michael, but Muscle Ben is kind of obnoxious. Everybody is made to be a little more obnoxious in the show. They're just trying to get more interest in the people watching and stuff, and I get that, but I'm like, oh my god, shut up. I'm going to try to take this off. This whole segment, if it'll allow me to take this whole segment off. Outstanding. Try to figure out what I'm missing here. I didn't think I was missing anything. What the what? No, that's right. That's the only time those pieces get put together, is right there. Sorry, going through this just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright, so 2 of those. There's one. See if it exists in any other step. Could be just an extra plate. It's just an extra plate. Unless... oh, it may have been this plate up here. Okay, let's see if it'll let me take this off. How far back I can go with this, but we'll find out. Maybe right here. Yep, that's exactly where it goes. Not that changes a whole lot, it's just a structural thing. But we're back on track. Good deal. Perfectly normal allotment of extra pieces. And yeah, nothing changes within here. Yeah. So your body's done. There you go. On to bag 5. 4. Yeah, so this may be the last bag of today. We'll have to see. Yes, welcome back. Sorry about the technical things. Don't know. I think I've given up on Prism as a software. It just keeps failing on me. Or YouTube as a streaming service. Maybe it's time to switch to Twitch and get absolutely no viewers over there whatsoever. We already had a Lego Masters that was Tiago Catarino and a TV presenter that is crazy for Lego. They would be the Portuguese presenters. So there was a Lego Masters. Wait a minute, say that again. Oh, just for a Portuguese version? My music died on me. I think now every country wants a Lego Masters. And I think every country that has Lego people want Lego Masters. My mic has been low the past few weeks. I don't know why. Is this any better? I've turned it way up. I'm no farther away than I have been. Mic auxiliary device. Let me try something here. That's the webcam. That's the Yeti. That's not any better, is it? Muted. Muted. What is this? What does this do? Turn on monitoring. I don't care about monitoring. Yeah, if I turn it up anymore, I think it might blow out people's ears. Like, I don't know. Is that any better? Turn it way up. Turn it all the way up. I just want to make sure that I'm not... I think it needs to peak out in the yellow. Like, I don't want to... Try the webcam again. All right. Because the webcam... I think is this. That's the webcam. Try that. And I probably should keep talking so you can see if it's any better. But one of these picks it up and one of them doesn't. So, and I forget which camera is which number. So let me know if it's any better on the webcam, because that would suck, because this is a $300 microphone. Okay, that doesn't sound good. How about the other web mic? How's that sound? This should be in mono with like zero sound. Webcam, no go. This is no good on this either. Zuzu's pedals is no good on this one. Well, Scheisse. Yeti Classic. I should be on my Yeti. Again. Sounds like the webcam, but just louder. I don't want the volume to be too high up. Let me turn the gain up a little bit now. I've got corridoid. I don't want the gain too high because then it'll pick up everything around me. And this isn't any better. It's still quiet. I may have to go back and redo just low. I can't. The volume is all the way up on it. This sounds good. I think it's because I'm not talking into the mic. I'm talking away from the mic. So it's not picking up everything unless I'm talking directly to it. I'm going to do omni sound so it'll pick up everything. It should be able to pick up everything. Let me know if that's any better. Especially if I'm talking in different areas of the table where I can talk around it. Because I can't do this the whole time. It's just too much for my neck. And I haven't changed anything in terms of sound or anything. I unplugged the Yeti mic every once in a while to get a different USB connection. Oh, well, you shouldn't be able to hear the music at all because the music should be coming through the desktop. I can turn the music up. So there's the music. It should be pulling the music from the desktop sound directly and not from the speakers. I don't want that. Because then it'll like overplay it. Advanced audio properties. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to turn this back to, well, nah, I'll leave it. Whatever. Like I said when I started this, before everybody got back into chat, I'm so over streaming in general. It's just not, it's not the fun it was, and it's a lot of work and present company excluded. It's a lot of work for very little return, and it's just a lot of, I find myself only doing Lego stuff when I'm streaming, which isn't good. I need to be doing it more for myself than not. So maybe I need to take a break. I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, it's easy for me to just pick up a live stream and just see what works and what doesn't. I may go back to OBS. I think Prism is not where it's going to be, and I think they're going to start charging for premium, and I'm not real happy about that. So maybe a good time to take a break. Let somebody else into the space. Let Johnny take over for a little bit. Also, for having done this 6 years and having less than 1,000 subscribers and having less than like 5 people show up every time, I feel like it's a vanity exercise for me more than anything. Yeah, exactly, Walter. So, might do that. Yeah, and I remember Johnny saying, because I was having problems, I can't remember what the problem was with OBS, but it felt like this camera was always disconnected, right? Like in the middle of the stream, it would just stop. But that same thing happened while I was using this software. But now with this software, recently, it just stops. The stream just stops. And I have to like either just start up a new stream without like the scheduled thing being a part of it, and people don't know where it is, and if anybody's currently in it, they have to go back to the channel and find it, if they do that at all, which just means you lose viewers when it happens. So, but I don't remember doing that much with OBS, so I don't know. I feel like it's just a quirky bit of networking problems that I can't really solve. Oh, that's nice. You could do, this could be a spaceship. You could do a spaceship like this. This would be a good Corellian. Put like a little bit of clear something up there for the bridge and attach a bunch of stuff back here. Anybody going to be doing Shiptember this year? I think I've asked this before. Shiptember, anyone? Speaking of pointless exercises. What's up, Zissou? How's it going? That's not on there very well. I don't like that. So yeah, after this, gonna go see Superman. Excited about that. Yeah, it may be. I'll have to update it and see if it's any better. Maybe Thursday's stream will do that. And I hate to say I don't want to do streams anymore, but again, it's just like, I don't know. I think having Beth on here would be fun because she's a new builder, so it'll be fun to like hang out with her and watch her build process. But I mean, if we're building those little plant frames, that's going to take me 10 minutes. And they're like, what do I do the rest of the 2 hours? Okay, I don't have many of these, the 3L bars in blue, so that's kind of a nice piece. What's up, Mayo? How are things? Thanks for stopping by. I have a feeling Mayo and Zissou showing up means Somebody else's stream just got done. Is this supposed to go any farther? Guess not. Okay, that's frustrating because it pokes out at the end. Maybe it wants me to leave a little bit of a gap. Doesn't seem like it wants to leave any of a gap. Oh, it's 2 plates. Brr. Oh, okay, cool. Well, maybe people just aren't awake. I'm doing a pity party thing today. The stream broke early on. Just not getting, you know, doesn't matter. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, as always. I still want to do a giveaway. I'm coming up. I've been stuck at like 940 subscribers. And I said when we got to close to 1,000, I would do a giveaway, but that was like 2 months ago. Like, I don't want to wait a year to do a plant giveaway. But whatever. I like these little one-off color changes. I don't know why they do it like this. It's weird. Good morning, Brick World. Gotcha. The slight color changes on this are fun. Like on that side, it's the gray, and over there, just a bit of yellow. Still looks like a cool spaceship. This looks very Star Trek-ish. Like you could do it upside down like that, and then have the saucer bridge, and then the net connection to the engineering. This would be the engineering section. See, I thought about doing more videos, but then I'm doing videos. I'm not doing Lego. This is just me talking and doing Lego. If I start making videos, then I'm more interested in doing the video process, which I don't want to get into. Lego is already a consuming enough hobby that I also don't want to be making 2 10-minute videos every week. I don't know, does that make sense? This is easy to pick up and put down. When I'm done with this, I go do my own thing. I can go play video games, I can go clean the house, I can go see a movie. But if I was recording, I'd have to record the whole process of building it first of all, taking 2 or 3 hours. Then I'd have to figure out how to edit all the video. That'll take another couple hours. That's a 6-hour process just to make one video, and then I got to do it again later in the week. It's not for me. I've been slowly gaining subscribers for 6 years. It's another middle-aged white guy doing Lego. Text. George is sending me YouTube shorts. I do need to, like, I've got a couple microfighters I need to do speed builds of, I think, for TikTok. I think that would be, I need to do that. I'm behind. And by behind, I mean I haven't done one in like a year. I don't know what you sent me, George. I'm sure it's a hilarious video. A hilarious video. Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I want to build mocks. I want to build sets. I want to play around in studio. I don't want to sit around editing videos all day. That's what would kill it for me, is sitting around editing videos. As much fun as I have editing videos, it's not a bad thing to do. It's not what I want to do. There is, if you guys ever watched Josh Build's stuff, he's another guy who does review videos, and his videos are fantastic, but he also, that's his job. Like he's a film person, right? So he knows how to do all that stuff, and it shows. He makes really, really good videos, and it would take me years to get that wrong or to get that right. And I don't want to spend the time trying to figure. I've never put a sticker on a slope like this. Oh wait, yeah, I have. Put a sticker on a bunch of slopes like that once. It was the Tanabe 4, the old one, the one that was just the UCS Blockade Runner. They didn't even call it. They didn't even give it a name. Oh, really? I love his style. And he's nice in person, too. He's a nice guy. You don't like his style, though? That's fair. I really think the quality of his videos is far and above everybody else doing review videos, where they just, like, record themselves talking for a little bit. He puts a little thought into it, and it's more creative. He had one where he had a globe that just kept spinning like the whole time he was doing the review. It was so funny. Okay. Agree to disagree. That's fine. Everybody's got opinions. Oh God, there's so many stickers. And this is a sticker on a very cool new piece. I almost feel like we're defiling the piece. It's one of these new grillless cheese wedge slopes, 12.5 degree slopes with no grills in it, and we're sticking a freaking sticker on it. Like, A, this couldn't have been printed, and B, does this little of a part really need this sticker? I'm always curious as to the thought processes of stickers. What compels them to do it? Why do they feel there needs to be so many? Etc., and so on. Oh, yes, I saw that one. I saw that yesterday, George, and I told Beth, I was like, hey, when we're done, we can take it apart and we can put some gears in it and make it move, because we got those circuit cubes. I was like, that'd be fun. I don't think she understood what I was talking about. But yeah, I saw that too. That looks really cute. Kind of crazy, just his arm spinning and the head spinning. A lot of fun. Might do that as a exercise in how to use the circuit cubes, if anybody's interested. Because not everybody here saw like the recap video from Brick Rodeo. So there was some good stuff, good workshops. Motion was one of them, using the circuit cubes. If you're not familiar with circuit cubes, they're great for small movement. If you're building a big mock for a convention, probably not your best friend, because the load power and the battery power are not probably what you need. But they're great for small things, so that might be an interesting take when Beth is working on hers. I'll take mine apart and do some motion on it. What's up, Chris? Everybody say hello to Chris. Any thoughts on the upcoming Soundwave set? Yes. Why don't I have it already in my hands? Y'all, if you haven't seen the videos for it, the Soundwave set has... First of all, it comes with a smaller Soundwave set. It comes with a little one. So it's kind of like they acknowledge that Soundwave transforms into basically a tape deck, a boombox. And in the Transformers world, there's like a whole matter transformation thing where they delve into the netherverse and change their size, but their mass is blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so it comes with one of those. and I think on a stand that says Soundwave or whatever. 2 tapes, comes with Ravage and Rumble, Frenzy, Ravage, Ratbat, Ravage, and Laserbeak. I don't think it comes with Rumble or Frenzy. So it comes with 2 animals. And then it also comes with a sound brick, and you can play different sounds on it. And it has Soundwave saying things like Autobots, you know, or Decepticons superior, Constructicons inferior, whatever the lines are. I am very excited. I think that's a day one purchase for me. Hopefully I can swing it because it'll be in August, and it's going to be like $230, something like that. But yeah, I'm interested in using those circuit cubes. I didn't make the session, but now I have 2 kits now. They're good. Like I said, I know Majetti was talking. Jason Majetti, the guy who built, who gave the talk, also had some on display because he was working with. He had a huge frame set up so he could have some ducks in a V formation. I think he had 5 ducks total, beautifully colored. And then he had the circuit cubes in doing the wings. And he's like, even just those wings was such a load on those circuit cubes that they last about a half hour. So while he's got some up, he's got others charging. And he's like, and they're not always on. I got like one that I can demonstrate, but they're not always on. But yeah, they're great for like little things. So I'm just jazzed as heck. I don't know if you guys saw this. Let's see if I can get this set up real quick. So did anybody see the lighting workshop stuff too that I did last time? We'll take a quick break. I only put them on this because I can display them easily. So if you're not a fan of Light My Bricks, or if you're not aware of Light My Bricks, they do really small wired yeah, that should be right. I don't know how I had this originally, but it's all twisted up now. Small wired light bricks, and they have these kits that are really good for lightsabers. They come in different colors, but I think they only come in like blue and red. I don't know if they have green or not, but you can, this is the battery pack and this is the connector for it. And you can see how thin the wires are. That's the hub they connect into. And I want to take these off of here. I'll turn the battery off. And the reason I like this is now I can light up. If I can do this. Not taking too much time. Uh-oh. Just flung a piece in the other direction. These are kind of delicate, and I'm really worried about the thinness of the wires. Having kind of worked with fiber optic cable in my job, I'm really worried about crimping wires. But you can see now I can light up my Horizon Zero Dawn sets. I can put the glowing in their eyes. So I think that's really cool. And I think it would work really well with if I had a whole set of these. Like all my machines had light up eyes, light up the blaze canisters in the back. That would be really fun. So that was one of the talks, was learning how to do that. I don't have the circuit cubes on me, but basically the circuit cubes are like 4x4 brick size. And they will stack in any direction really. And they will magnetically hold together and transfer power. So you don't even have to wire them together. They just do this and it'll battery pack your motor. The motor will turn on. They also come with coupling. So if you have to move them around, there's wirings that you can put on. And there's a light that goes with it. So the base kit is like a light, a motor, and a battery pack. But like I said, the load on those small motors is not great. Like the more you put on it, I don't know the exact torque, but it doesn't last for too long. But it's also a very small motor. So, but they're cool. The workshop we had a little spiral statue that you could get to spin with the motors. It also means now that I'm gonna have to buy a ton of these things, these light up bricks, so I can light up all my Horizon machines. It's gonna take a while. The steampunk thing turned out really, really good. It turned out a lot better, not a lot better than I thought it was going to, but it turned out really good. Like this is, oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm missing a thing. I expected good things out of it, and I think it exceeded my expectations. I think everybody who said they were going to be there brought what they could. Those who couldn't be there made arrangements so their stuff could be brought in. I think the people who we didn't know what they were going to do brought in some real killer. Like I had no idea I knew there was going to be a Kraken, but I had no idea it was going to be like that purple, those fern pieces, and just wonderful. And all the motion and light. Bart's Crystal Palace thing was amazing. The Gay Falls gave him an award for that, which rightly so. Like he didn't win, because you can't win an award really officially from Brick Rodeo because this was a collaborative build, but like individually he won for something. Somebody recognized him for that. Just magnificent. Anthony Amu's giant build at the end was kind of like a surprise. Like I knew he was involved, but I didn't think it was going to be that huge. Brian's giant train transfer station was fantastic. I didn't do a whole lot of Brick Rodeo in general. Ooh, these in red. Nice. The 2L with the ring on it. I didn't do a mock walk or anything, so I would just keep looking with the hashtag Brick Rodeo 2025 or Brick Rodeo 25 or just Brick Rodeo and find out who posts soon, because I'm sure somebody will have. I was too busy wandering around with Beth this time, who was just absolutely enamored with the Lego Masters contestants, but also really wanting to kind of see what was going on and be part of it, which was really great. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to do the mock walk and do a video before the public day. Let's see. Any of the Lego Masters may have done it. I don't know that anybody in our group did one, and it's always going to be like somebody that I don't know who's not in TechSlug did it. You know, they did it and they posted it and they made a video about it. So it could be somebody I don't know. So just keep an eye on the hashtags, and it'll come up eventually, I'm sure. Yeah, they'll have something up eventually. They've already posted a couple things from Brick Rodeo. The Indiana Jones movement piece where he's running and the boulders rolling behind him. They already posted that. When they get to Harlan talking about the city, the project, I don't know when they're going to post it. They never tell us those things. Nope, Chris, nope. In fact, that's the whole reason we don't have a Megatron, is because Megatron turns into a Walther P38 handgun. Okay, so this goes here, connects to the outside one, goes on the top. Oh, that was good. I went the wrong way. Whether they do Whether they ever do military vehicles, I highly doubt it. Their stance has always been no military of anything. So whether even it's cool or not, they pulled the Osprey, which I feel like was an accidental, like I think somebody had posted that, no, that was because of production issues. And I'm like, I think it's because people were like, what are you doing? That's a military vehicle. And they're like, well, but it's also used for rescue and stuff. And they're like, yeah, but you could say the same thing about a lot of vehicles that aren't military. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they're never going to do an SR-71. They're never going to do a Lockheed Martin fighter jet. They're never going to do a battleship. They're never going to do an Apache helicopter. They just aren't. Because if they're not going to do guns and tanks, they're not going to do attack aircraft either. Even though some of those aircraft may be more... Like, I could see them doing experimental aircraft, but if it's an experimental aircraft that has military backing or connotation, probably not. I think the closest they ever got was the did I not do that on the right? Oh, ×2. The closest they ever got was the Sopwith Camel. And then like a biplane. But I mean, the whole reason there were biplanes was not mass transportation or entertainment value. It was bombing Nazis or bombing the Brits. You know, it was military. So my guess is they just won't. At least not for a really long time, and if ever. And I'm sure there's going to be like a qualifier, like this is a historically something aircraft or something. But I just don't see it. And I don't mind. Like, there's plenty of people, like Brick Arms does plenty of military stuff, and there's guys like Darth Designer who do a lot of... You can get the sets on Rebrickable or the instructions on Rebrickable, and his are very good quality military aircraft to scale. The Red Baron was the other one, yeah. So there are people that do it. They're just not official Lego sets. And honestly, even if Lego did it, I don't know that I would trust them to do it very well, given that there are very many mock builders who are already doing it quite well. So... but the real question, Chris, is have you seen Superman yet? I'm going right after this stream. As soon as I'm done here, I'll let the dogs out. Who did it? I did it. And then I'm gonna skedaddle over to my local cinema, my local brewery/cinema, and watch me some Supermans. I heard it was real good, and I'm very excited. I'm excited to see Nathan Fillion's haircut. So yeah, that's the thing, is they made Indiana Jones sets, and they made Nazis, and the Nazis had guns. Just saying. So there's exceptions always. And Star Wars makes stormtroopers with blasters, so it's like, you know, fictional firepower is okay, but not real firepower. And that's fine, whatever. Tron Ares, let's go. I can't wait. I know Jared Leto is a problem, but I am so ready for Tron Ares. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be so much fun. All right, so we've got 3 bags left. That'll be perfect for like an hour and a half of a stream, and some other stuff. So we're going to end it here. There's your leg. It rotates. That piece comes off real easy. It's got a good rotation on the foot, back and forth. Can't really do anything until it has the rest of its body on. There's your leg. Looks really cool. Got all them greebles. There's a front with the greebles. Again, this moves the head. It'll wobble his head a little bit back and forth. The back's got some lovely greebles and stickers, so that's where we're at. I did make good progress. Thank you, Mayo. Mentally, emotionally, I'm still kind of burnt out, but that may be better by Thursday. I'll be back Thursday. Let me double check my schedule to make sure nothing's going on. Yes, Thursday is wide open. So Thursday, I may be here building these with Beth, and I will pre-set up the pieces necessary for this guy and the circuit cubes so I can make his alarms move, like George and I were talking about. So you've never seen Rebels, Chris? Come on. I would recommend it. It's an easy watch. It's short, but it's impactful and it's emotional, and it leads up to a lot of what we watch in Ahsoka specifically. So if you're aware of the lore in Rebels, you're aware of what's going on in Ahsoka. Otherwise, it's kind of like, well, who's that guy? You know, or what are they talking about? The world between worlds, or why is there a wolf over here? So highly recommend. Give yourself a month. Walk through it. I don't think it's as good as Clone Wars, but it gets to that emotional level. Like, I still feel like it's worth it to watch. Do not watch Star Wars Resistance. It is garbage. Really good ships, but it's made. I don't know who it's made for. It's not made for kids. They'd be bored. But good ships in it, I think, and a little bit of a good tie into like the sequel era stuff. So that's my opinion of it. Anyway, I will be back on Thursday, hopefully with Beth. We shall see. You guys have a great rest of your day. If you haven't, go visit Chris's site at Comic Tropes. He's got some good comic book news, information, interviews. He does some artwork. He does some live streams. Check him out. I think I posted earlier my brother. My brother made this comic, Chris. He did that. That's a Silvestri cover. He did the cover and a few pages inside. He sent this to me for my birthday, along with a Macross t-shirt and a couple Transformers cards. So check him out. You can look up Joe the Mad Titan. He's on Instagram. Yeah, so you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in a few days. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.